Magazzino is a place that is a destination. You actually take time to come here, especially if you're coming from the city, to respond to the overload and the saturation of the New York art scene, a different experience that is more human. Nivola, in a way, really represents that.
He makes work out of very ordinary materials. I like how whimsical it is.
My name's Teresa Kittler. I'm the 2020-2021 Scholar in Residence at Magazzino Italian Art, curating this exhibition of work by Costantino Nivola.
My name is Vittorio Calabrese, and I'm the director at Magazzino Italian Art Foundation here in Cold Spring, New York. Being an immigrant myself, I think there's experience in life and work is extraordinary. Someone that was born in a little village in Sardinia, got to study in Monza with Marino Marini. He married his wife, Ruth Guggenheim.
The police were kind of hot on his heels, in part to do with her Jewish background. He was also affiliated with some anti-fascist tendencies.
They had to immediately run here and then start from scratch. He came here, he started selling postcards on the street when he arrived.
Here at Magazzino, we're only looking at his sandcasts, the work by which he made his name as a sculptor. It started off on those beaches, playing with his kids, Claire and Pietro. The process came out of a very playful approach to his work, creating these worlds in sand. And I think the idea came to take the beaches home with him. He transformed his kind of backyard into a giant sand pit. The formwork that he creates, these giant frames, basically, he'd carve into the sand and then pour plaster into those carvings. He had the amazing capacity to work and think in both negative and positive. We wanted to show these together to give you a sense of what was involved, both in terms of casting a work in negative and casting in positive. Within a couple of years, in '52, he received a commission to make a large-scale sandcast. And the first large-scale sandcast, which was Olivetti, for their studio on Fifth Avenue.
Doing those monumental, impossible projects, there was not really a movement that would frame Nivola, so he always did his own things. And he also did his own things here. Imagine he was surrounded by the most incredible artists, de Kooning, Pollock, Lee Krasner. He was living in front of Sol Steinberg, and he was able to keep his consistency in his style, in his work, in his iconography. A lot of the commissions that he got, especially in the collaboration with architects, were all mostly for public buildings. Newspapers, there were actually legislative buildings, public schools. Half of those works never been exhibited before. They're all coming from the studio. He rarely had exhibition. He had them early on. It's someone that doesn't fit anywhere, and I do believe that's why he's been forgotten. Magazzino is a museum and research center that is dedicated to Italian post-war and contemporary art. The pillar, the foundation of what Magazzino is really based on the work of the arte povera artist, literally impoverished art. We can also translate it as poor art, but it's more of an approach of making art that doesn't have mediation. And I do find it fascinating to be able to bring here outside someone like Nivola that, in a way, from an island in the middle of the Mediterranean, found himself on another island, but on the east coast of the US. He really, in a way, brought a European approach here of an artist that is engaged with community truly and is trying to really work in a collaborative spirit, is more contemporary than ever.